I wonder what interest rates are going to do this year.
You called. I am here to predict the future.
Hey, Matt Smith here with Matt Smith Real Estate Group. We've got the wonderful lender, Ross Woods from Flat Branch Home Loans here with us. And we were just talking about interest rates and what's going to happen in the market. The Feds recently met and kind of had some news that we just kind of want to update the people on, Ross. So let us know what's going on in interest rates.
Yes, well, first off, thank you guys for having me here. So that is the magic question right now. What are interest rates doing? Everybody's curious. Are rates going to come down this year? And that's kind of the reason why we led this video with me being a genie, because there's obviously no way for me to be able to predict this. Anything could happen in the market, and markets can always go crazy. But here's kind of what the Fed is saying. So ultimately, the Fed is saying that they still think rates are going to come down, but they're doing it the right way this time, and that is they are moving them in a much slower pace at this point in time. So that's what we want. For a healthy economy, we need rates to come down slowly. Just like in 2020, whenever they shot down very, very fast. And it is the reason that we're in the situation we are now, and the reason that rates got so high at one point in time over the last couple of years. So let's kind of start from the beginning. Why are we in this position right now? So back in 2020, whenever COVID hit, the federal government was in a situation to where the economy was in a very, very bad place because of COVID. So they introduced what is called quantitative easing. What is quantitative easing? It is essentially printing money from the central banks. And at this point in time, just like I had mentioned, rates got to a point to where they were much, much higher than we saw in 2020 and 2021, and we're paying for it right now. So if you look at the price of everything, bread, milk, eggs, gas, just absolutely everything, interest rates, we are paying for what we saw in 2020 and 2021.
Believe it or not, printing money is not free.
Exactly. There are some people who do think that, and that's okay. That's why I'm here, that's why Matt's here, to be able to provide the public with informative information and to be able to educate you guys and tell you exactly, truthfully what's going on.
Absolutely. And you guys, if you follow along for our channel, I believe I bring the reality to the real estate market, right? And that's what we're doing today. We're going to give you the real information, the down and dirty from someone that's in the trenches doing this every day, to give you an insight of what's happening in interest rates. So we're not just guessing. Right?
Exactly. Yep. So the Fed met on the 20th of March. It's about a week past that right now. And essentially what the Fed said was along the lines of they are still not quite where they want to be with inflation. Jobs report came out. They're still not quite where they want to be with the jobs. So what makes a good economy? You want lots of jobs, so people are employed, and you want inflation to be low. So the cost of everything out there, whether it's houses, your daily commodities, vehicles, or whatever, are not astronomically high.
Sure.
So what the Fed is doing is they are still trying to bring these interest rates down. But again, they're doing it the right way this time. So in a nutshell, what they've stated is inflation's not quite where they want it to be. They are still trying to get to that 2% magic inflation number, which is where, the Fed says that's a healthy economy. We are working our way towards that at a healthy pace right now. So where will rates be a year from now? Honestly, I'd be a trillionaire, and all of my friends would be as well if I knew the answer to that question.
But I thought you were a genie. You had all the answers.
I wish. If I did, I would be ultra rich, and that's not the case. The Fed is doing it the right way. They are taking a responsible action on basically what they're doing to be able to get these rates down in a healthy fashion, we'll call it.
And I think that it's important to note too that that's not always been the case, right? And so a lot of times there's knee-jerk reactions or overreactions at times, and I think that everyone's just kind of letting the dust settle and being strategic with these decisions versus a knee-jerk overreaction.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the funniest things that I'm catching from clients is, well, Ross, we've decided that we're going to hold off until rates are back down in the 1s or 2s or 3s. And my response to that is you're probably going to be waiting for a very, very long time. A healthy economy does not equal interest rates in the 1s, 2s, 3s gets more okay, but when they're that low, you can almost always bet there's going to be an adverse reaction later down the road to where the economy spirals out of control and you have a couple bad years where the cost of everything starts to go up. So
100%.
Ultimately, I hope they don't ever go back down to 2%. Like in the 3s, I'd be happy with, but in my opinion, a healthy economy is 3, 4, 5, 6%. That is a good, healthy economy. And if you look over the last however many years, the averages of interest rates are up and down, and 2 is historically low. They should just never be that low.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that we have that false perception of reality of we got so used to those rates that we think that is normal, and the reality is that is not normal. That was abnormal. It was just our normal for the time.
Exactly.
And I think if we can just help anyone realize that those types of interest rates are probably very unrealistic anytime in our lifetimes.
Agree. Long story short, the Fed is doing it right. They're moving slow. They're bringing rates down at a healthy pace. I do anticipate interest rates will probably continue to drop over the next year for sure. The Fed's just doing it the right way this time so that our economy stays balanced and we're not in a bad economy.
So Ross, all of this discussion really has me going back and reflecting on a post that we actually made that I probably should put more content out. So let's use it here. So this is a post. This is actual facts from Freddie Mac was the source. In 1972, interest rates were around 7.23%. If you waited for interest rates to go down, you wouldn't have bought a home until 1993. You would have rented for 21 years while home prices went up almost 5 times. And I think that if you just realize that history repeats itself, obviously I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know what is happening in the real estate market, and I do know what great people like yourself predict of interest rates, and I understand the housing market to know that sometimes, well, I'm just going to wait till interest rates go down. You could be waiting a long time, and you could not be the homeowner that you're trying to become. And while interest rates may go down over time, you could be paying significantly more for that home.
Exactly. It's called the cost of waiting. So real estate has always appreciated. You might catch a dip here and there over the last 10, 20 years, but overall, on average, real estate always appreciates. I bought my first house when I was 21 years old, and I've bought 4 houses since then. Every single house I've bought I've come out way on top. So is it really worth waiting for rates to come down? 1, 2, are rates going to even come down to the point to where a lot of people want them to be? Probably not.
Yeah, and I think the cost of waiting is real. We've done videos on that in the past, and I think just for everyone to just have the information that you need is that the Feds did meet. What day was that?
It was on the 20th.
On the 20th of March, and they kind of just said, let's calm down a little bit. Let's see where the dust settles before we make any drastic decisions, which I think is smart.
Right.
Ross gave his predictions that he believes interest rates are going to come down. I do too, and I believe, and again, this is my opinion, but my opinion is the interest rates will drop quite significantly before November. I don't know what that means, but I think it'll be more than just a slight drop. I'm not saying the 2s or 3s, don't go crazy on me here. But I do think that we will see them move down before the election year, because I just think with what is happening in our political and economy, it almost has to happen.
Agree.
And so I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that's the 5s. I don't know if that's the low 6s. I don't know what that is, but I do think that we will see interest rates move into buyers' favors before that time.
In both cases, if it's the 5s or 6s, those are both really good interest rates historically on average.
Well, Ross, thank you so much for taking the time to share this information. Like I said, I love bringing the realities of the real estate market to our audience. So appreciate having a professional like yourself share your insights, your guidance, your knowledge with the people. So thank you so much for your time. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Guys, we love bringing you this information. Again, the realities of the real estate market. You can look anywhere and see all of these headlines and these clickbait articles of what's going on. I think it's very important that you have someone that is your source, that is your go-to to bring you the real of the real estate, and that's us here at Matt Smith Real Estate Group. So if you want more content like this, you want more information of what is actually happening in your own backyard in real estate, make sure to follow us for more information like this.